All right, gentlemen, what is good? Yesterday I made a video. It was on how to game your wife. And I realized that I said something in that video where I needed to expound on or expand on, I should say. And it was in regards to flirting with other women. And I wanted to give you guys a couple of examples of that. Excuse me. I'm going to do this real quick because I got my youngest kid napping, and then I got my oldest kid. He's playing Fortnite right now. So let me get this in. We're about to go to a winery, and we're about to go eat some food. My wife is actually she's showering up, so I'm going to do this video real quick. I realized that yesterday I said it's cool as a married man, it's okay to flirt with other women. And what I meant by that was not overt flirting. Okay. And I have to be specific. You have to, when it comes to flirting with other women as a married man, you have to do it in a very covert way. Okay. And let me give you a couple examples here. This usually, and I'll give you some examples that I've used personally in my life. Okay. There's, you'll have people that you work with, coworkers, people that you come across, people that you go to see at the gym. The flirting is going to be subtle. It's going to be you looking into another woman's eyes, right? And like when she's talking, you look into her eyes like this. And you're going to smile. And you're going to listen to what she's saying, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's a nice subtle way of flirting with a woman, is looking deep into her eyes, because most men today are terrified of looking into women's eyes for whatever reason it is. So if it comes across you and you're looking at her and you're affirming what she's saying and you're saying, yeah, 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 that's a great way. Okay. Another way to flirt, and I'll give you some examples, is in the workplace. All right. So I work with women. In mental health, it's primarily women that work there. Okay, very few. I think it's like 12% men work in mental health. And women, I hear women's stories all the time. And one of the coworkers was telling me about her man, who's 6'4", and he's a manager at one of these high-end places. And I'm not going to say where, but he makes $80,000 a year. He's 6'4", and she told me how she screams at him, literally screams at him. And how he's so nice, he just takes it. And I'm just thinking to myself, you got to be kidding me, right? And so here's a good example to kind of show your red pill skills here and flirt. Is you go, man, hold on a second. I said, give me a second here. I said, your man's 6'4". I said, do you know what percentage of men are 6'4"? And I'm only 6 feet. Okay, I said it puts me in the top 14%. I'm 6 foot tall. Which I'm very blessed to be. But this guy's 6'4", which means he's in the top like 2-3%. I said, your man is in the top 2-3% in height, and he's in the top 20% of income earners, and you treat him like that. I said, you and I would never work because I don't tolerate shit like that. That right there is flirting with women, because they want to know if you have a spine and a backbone. Okay. The other way you can flirt with women is I've had coworkers of mine come up to me and they have conversation, and one of the more attractive women at where I worked at the school, she was showing me how, she punches, right? And it was really weak. It was totally weak. And I said, "That's the way you punch? That is weak." I go, you show me some of your cooking moves, because she was really good at cooking. You show me some of your cooking moves, and I'll show you how to be really strong and tough. And she completely loved it. And it was very subtle. She's married, she has kids, but that's a way that you flirt with women, right? Is you kind of, you tap into masculinity in a very unintimidating way. You don't go, oh, you got to be tough and strong. No, you go, that's the way you punch? Come on, I'll show you how you can punch. I'll teach you to punch if you teach me how to cook. Okay. So there's a couple of ways that you can flirt with women. Let me see if I can give you another one. I'm trying to draw from my personal experience. Oh yes, here's another one. Where one of my coworkers, a lot of women today will not take their husband's last names. Okay. And we know why. If you're in the red pill community, you know why. It's because they don't ultimately respect them. Or ultimately, they in their back of their mind, it's like, this isn't the best I can do, so I'm not taking the last name. And so one of my coworkers, she's tough, she's awesome, attractive, blah, 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 you know, attractive to a sense. She goes, yeah, I didn't take my husband's last name, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter why. Okay. And I said, this is why you and I would never work out. Okay. Because if you want these genetics, and I said that straight up, I said, if you want these genetics, you're going to take the last name. You're taking my last name straight up. And you could see the smile on her face. It was like, damn, this guy, he's got boundaries. He knows. And so if you come across that sort of thing, there's your opportunity where it's like, if a woman doesn't have her husband's last name, you'd be like, yeah, you and I would never work out, because honestly, if you want these genetics, and you want me to give you children, you're gonna need to have my last name. I need people to know that you're married to me. And women love it, man. She wishes her husband had that boundary. The woman who was throwing punches wishes her husband would show her how to throw punches, right? The girl who has a 6'4" husband wishes that her husband would tell her to stop yapping at her ass. Just chill. Like, he needs to be. These guys, you could tell, like, it's like 90%, 99% of these guys out there are blue pilled. And this is what I'm saying to you is, this is how you flirt with women in a less obvious and in a way where that you can that these women are going to be into you, and you're interacting with them in a way that's beneficial to you, because you're basically building up what am I saying? You're building up women that find you attractive, and that needs to happen. Okay, your wife needs to know, as I said in the last video, your wife needs to know that other women find you attractive, and this is how you do it. So I just gave you 3 examples, like a good Presbyterian. I did go to a Presbyterian seminary. I gave you a 3-point sermon here of examples that you should, of how you should flirt, okay, and why flirting is important. You need to learn to flirt, and you need to do it in a way that's not as obvious. What is also going to be helpful for you is to be attractive when you do so. Okay, don't be a fat slob. Go to the gym, like I said. That's going to help you out tremendously. If people start noticing differences in you this year, I've lost a ton of weight. I've gotten in tremendous shape, and everyone's like, damn, you look good. I mean, if you appeal to a woman's hindbrain, to her hardware, okay, and we'll talk about hardware, firmware, software. Software would be the feminism. Firmware would be their upbringing. Hardware is hundred thousands of years of human evolution. If you can appeal to that, what she finds in her in her lizard brain, I guess, right? If you can be attractive, you can get away with a lot more. Believe me. All right. May I even say that I think it's actually dangerous today to be unattractive as a man. And there's a video that I'm going to be making on that and why it's dangerous to be unattractive. And that's going to be coming in the future. But anyway, I'm about to go to a winery with my family. And I wanted to make this video before I went to the winery, because I'll be completely useless after I go to the winery. All right, there it is. 3 ways you can, 3 examples that you can flirt with women as a married man and not be so obvious. Later.